Capricorn inspired rocket. Let's party. So before we move into Tadasana, we're just going to do a couple of little drills to warm the feet up. Because feet is the connection to the ground, bones connection to the earth. We're in an earth sign, and this will hopefully bring a little bit more energy and warmth into the hamstrings, which are a super important Capricorn body part. So just going to move the feet side to side. Either one will do. Seeing if you can do this from the ankle joint as opposed to the hip joint where it's this. So just isolating the ankle, working into the femoral nerve, down the front of the leg. We're doing forward and back, cracking through the toes if that's you. Maybe some little circles too. Just pulling the blood and the attention into the feet. So I already noticed that my toes are getting a little bit redder, just because, well, they were freezing before, so now they're not. And then we're going to take this leg to the ground, just give it a little rub, particularly if there's any area that gives you a little bit of mischief. So for me, it's my knee. So I'll give that a little bit more attention. Top of the hamstrings, inner thighs. And we move on to the other one. So just finding side to side, again, through the foot as opposed to the hip. So we're waking up. And forward and back, flex and point. See if you can push heel toe, heel toe. So if you watch the other video, we will have talked about the importance of where we put the feet and the attention. So it's important when they're not on the ground too. They're little circles. My flowers are making noise at me. Then we give the leg a little rub. So it doesn't matter if you start top or bottom as long as you bring the attention in it. Next, and then adjust your trousers accordingly. And we come to the top of the mat. So find your Tadasana, whatever that is for you. Unlocking the knees, lengthening the spine. And come into your Ujjayi breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. If there's a sigh that rises there, that's cool. Let every inhale draw up from your heels to the crown of the head. And every exhale, emanate back down, softening the shoulders. And if you have an intention for practice, it's a good time to drop it in now. So maybe it's to move something, to move with, to ground, to release a bit of energy, to harvest some. Whatever it is, pop it in. And remember, incremental changes. So we're not rushing today, which is difficult as the most Capricorn of Capricorn people. Enjoy your practices today, everybody. Take a breath in, lift the arms. Take a breath out, we fold. Inhale, looking forward. And we step ourselves slowly back into our plank position. Secure your plank position first by squeezing the elbows together. Maybe the knees come down, maybe they don't. We exhale to lower. Then take an inhale into a very strong and slow upward dog or cobra. Elbows tight, toes down. Exhale, bum to heels, stay in child's pose, or do whatever movements you might need to start to work into downward dog. Or go straight to downward dog if that's you. I'm just going to have a little bit of a wiggle, find the space, get into my wrists a little bit before picking up. And remember, the heels never have to touch the floor, the legs never have to straighten, we're just breathing. One more in, one more out. Bend your knees, press back, look forward, and we start to walk towards the top of the mat, taking our time to get there, soft knees, and we fold. Inhale all the way up, looking out for the light. Tadasana with it. Same, but we add on. Breath in, we lift. Breath out, we fold. Breath in, looking forward, soft knees, maybe shifting the weight forward slightly. Stepping back again. Knees up or knees down, again we lower. Breath in, coming up maybe into a bigger back bend if it's there, remembering the tops of the toes. Breath out, pushing back through child's pose into your downward facing dog. The push back helps. We start to activate triceps, back of body. And then we find the earth underneath our hands, pressing the armpits towards the floor. That activates a little bit more stability in your shoulders. And see if you move your head so your head comes out of your neck a little bit more. One more breath in. Breath out. Bend your knees, press back, look forward. Start to step to the top of the mat. Lengthen the chest when you get there and we fold. Sweeping back bend in the upper body. Inhale, we come all the way up. Tadasana, you're there. One more. Breath in, we reach up. So really pressing down through the heels. Now lengthening the body out of the hips as you fold. Put your hands onto the floor. Come onto your toes, looking forward, stepping or jumping back. Lower down with the knees or not. Lift up into your back bend, take your time. Pull the hips of the shoulders down. Downward dog. 2 more breaths here together. Find space in the spine. Last inhale. Last exhale. Bend your knees. Press back. Look forward. Step or jump top of the mat. Lengthen the spine. We fold. Inhale all the way up. Tadasana, you're there. Reconnecting microphone to bra. Inhale, we sit down. Find your chair. Take the weight into your heels, but push into the toes. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, looking forward, lengthening the back of the neck. Step, jump, or maybe a little mini crow transition back. Lower down. Lift on up. Active bum, press into the hands. Downward dog. Right foot comes forward. Warrior one or high lunge, we lift up. So ground the heels, then let your inhale take you up. Your exhale rides you all the way down. Step back to plank, lower down, back bend. Knees off if you can, downward dog. Left foot comes forward, press into the heels, inhale, we're up. Exhale, we lower. So ride your exhale, keep riding it down until we lift up. Downward facing downward child's pose. Strong through your hands. And I like to feel like every breath makes a little more space in my vertebrae. And every exhale, I keep that space by gently holding onto the muscles. Not squeezing, I just find it. L shape between thumb and first, middle finger down, little finger. One more breath in. Breath out. Bend your knees, press back, look forward. Bum is up. Step or jump to the top of your mat, land softly and fold. Inhale, we find our chair. Really press into the heels, Tadasana. Last one like this, sit down. Lift your ribs off your belly, then fold. Inhale, look forward. Step, jump, or your mini crow again, back. Lower down. Lift on up, pull your hips through the gate wherever you are. Downward facing dog. Same thing, right foot comes forward, plant the feet. Inhale, warrior one or high lunge. Exhale, ride it down. Now can you link moving the foot with the bending of the elbows? And then keep the right foot up, maybe. Downward dog. Left side, left foot comes forward. And if you let down, I've got my knees down the whole time. You do you, inhale. Exhale. Ride it down. Keep the left foot off if it's there. Downward dog. Now downward dog is not feeling right now. You want to chill for a moment? Child's pose or take your seat. Whatever brings you back in. Catch your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Put our hands on the floor if they're not there already. Push down into them. Bring the inside of the feet and the inside to the knees together. Bend your knees, press back, look forward. Step or jump. Top of mat, we fold. Inhale, find your chair. Tadasana, you're there. Okay, 3 breaths, 3 places. Squeeze the insides of the knees, the insides of the heels together. This is going to help you lock in. Close the ribs, particularly if, like me, you have a very sassy back. So if I'm in the middle of the ribs, pull them back the other way. You'll feel this part of your belly get hard. Sit down. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Maintain the squeeze. Lift the low belly. Exhale 2. Space in your spine. Inhale 3. Just like downward dog. Exhale 3. We find flat back. Put your palms together. Elbows back. Come onto the toes if you want to. You don't have to. Keep your spine long and flat for 1. For 1. For 2. For 2. Now before we go anywhere, start to access the outside bum muscles. Squeeze and lift. Get your belly off your thighs. Now put the hands on the floor, bend the elbows, split the knees but keep the heels together. Once the knees rest on the back of the arms, stay there or keep going forward. Maybe 1 foot, maybe 2. Bakasana. Bakasana prep, so crow pose prep by leaning forward and back. Or Malasana if that's you. We stay. 1 more breath in. Round the shoulders. Breath out. Now we step or jump back. Vinyasa. You go. And of course, if you've got anything else, any other modifications you want to put in, always do. Find your breath. Okay, right leg goes up. Right knee, right tricep for strength. Shoulders over wrists. Squeeze. You can put your knee down if you want to. Inhale up. Right knee, left leg. Squeeze as high as you can. Or right knee, left arm. That makes more sense. Breath in. Right knee to nose. Shoulders over wrists. Round the spine. As high onto the left big toe as you can. Sorry. Lick your knee. 3, 2. Right foot goes down. Warrior 1 or high lunge. Secure your feet before you get there, and that's where you are. Pulling right hip back, left hip forward. Right big toe on the floor. You can put your hands together, you can wiggle this around, or stay lifted. Let's open to warrior 2. Adjust the alignment of the feet. Right heel in line with the arch of the left foot. Super active through the left heel. When we take the arms out, try to bring the hips forward and the shoulders back if you can. Now we press into both heels and both toes. This activates all the muscles around the knees. If you feel like this knee isn't feeling great, particularly if you're hypermobile, soft bend. It'll feel weird, but you build the strength. 1 more in. Straighten up. Walk the back foot in. Reach for yourself till you can reach no more. Right hand down, left hand up. Trikonasana. I'm going to take a block for this today. Now wherever you are, take your left hand to your hip. So you can bend your knees a little bit, then squeeze the right thigh back, left thigh forward. You might find a little extra space here. 1 more in. 1 more out. Push up, lift up. Step your left foot a little bit closer. Left toes to the top corner of the mat unless you've got some seriously good open shins. Right hip comes back. Inhale, lift your left arm, reach forward, right hip back. Now you can take your hand to the floor, to the shin, or to a block like myself. Squeeze your thighs together, roll the right shoulder over, and the right hip bone back. So we're always trying to get a little bit longer here. Super energetic through the heels. Obviously bent knees, a little softness is welcome. And then keep trying to lean back and roll your hips. Hands above your shoulders. Anything back here, you're not twisting from the ribs, you're twisting from the shoulders. So twist from the belly button. 1 more in. 1 more out. Rock the weight forward and then step the leg back into warrior two alignment, and we move into side angle. So hand is in front, behind, or forearm to thigh. Left arm lifts or comes up and over. Right shoulder away from your ear, left shoulder towards it, wherever you go. There's a bind if you want it. I don't, but I want to drop my hand. One more in. One more out. We really press through the heels. Let's lift all the way up. I'm going to step the left foot a lot closer. Roll the left hip bone back, and we're going to reach forward to find a hamstring stretch. So soft knees if you need them. Active through both heels. You can put your hands on blocks if you want to. This is a pyramid shape. You can also walk your hands back between the legs if that's you. If it's super you, curl your right toes up, get into your calves. So we keep lifting the energy up through the thighs and moving our shoulders away from our ears more. So it's like all the energy is triangulating out of our bottoms. Next, one more in. One more out. Bend your right knee, left foot comes back. We can drop the left knee. Now lift on up. Squeeze right knee towards the middle of you. Left elbow towards the middle of you. Elbow to the outside of thigh. Twisty side angle. Stay here or make a bind or lift the knee. Lean back. See if you can squeeze the right heel back and the left heel forward. And once again, twisting from above the belly button. For 3, for 2, hands to ground. Vinyasa, you're gone. Dunsies. So from here, you take rest if you want it. You stay in downward dog, you work your dolphin, or it's your pinch up. Whatever it is, if you're lifting your leg off, work right foot, left foot, right leg goes up. Active through your feet, and then just see what's happening for you today. Maybe something, maybe nothing. And always be active all the way to the toes. Super helpful. Nice, one more breath in. Breath out. Very cool. We leave it where it is when we're done with it. We don't get caught up. It's not about hitting every mark. It's just about seeing what the body's saying today. So I was testing that today because, as you might know, my right shoulder's not been great. So super concentrated on squeezing through my form, active through my leg. But we're done. Other side. So we lift up the hips. Big breath in to reset. Big breath out. Left leg goes up. Active all the way to the foot. Shoulders over wrist. Knee taps arm. Left leg goes up. Shoulders over wrist. Knee taps right arm. Then take it all the way up. Shoulders over wrist. Knee to nose. Round through the spine. We stay for 3, 2. Lift your knee. Put the left foot down. Warrior 1 or high lunge. Secure your feet. And then we're there. Let your body move if it's there for you. Otherwise, stillness, lifting out of the hips. Active through left big toes, which stops you from wobbling. Adjust the feet, heel to arch, warrior 2. Remember soft bends. Remember the whole of the foot. We squeeze to straighten. Walk the back foot in if it's there. Reach for yourself till you can reach normal. Then left hand down, right arm up. We're in. Trikonasana. Hand to block or hand to floor. Try reach all the way up through the right arm. Soft bend through the knees if you wanted, and push the hips back. Extra rotation. Let's push down into the heels to lift ourselves up. Walk your right foot in a little bit. Toes to the top corner of the mat. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. reach forward, make yourself super long, then take your hand wherever it's good. Right shoulder under, then the left hip comes back. So we're always moving from above the belly button here. Left arm off if you want it, you don't have to. And make sure you can see your left arm. If it's back here, we're just pulling into the shoulder, and we're twisting from, well, yeah, the shoulder, and not from the spine. We want to move from the spine. The whole point of this is to manipulate the spine. One more in. One more out. Hand comes down, rock the weight forward and back. Side angle, so ground through the feet. Forearm to thigh or hand to floor. Your right arm's going up, or if it's going over, see if you can find a long line from the right middle finger to the outside of the foot. Then really get into the left heel. So otherwise getting up will be difficult with a bit. Variations of your choice, welcome. Super active through the left side, super stretchy through the right. Nice, let's push down, lift on up. Step the right foot closer again, and of course you can even be on the toes of the right leg. You can bend both knees, and that will be good, especially if you're on the toes of the right leg. Then we reach forward and down. Long pyramid posture with the body. So if your right heel's off and your left knee's bent, this is totally cool. This is you. You can curl the left toes up from there. You might find both heels are flat to the ground. This is where my proportions and my hamstrings are very much my friend. So hands to the ground if that's you, or walk them further back, but don't stop breathing. There's always something to find in these places. Feel the back of the leg. Feel what your breath's doing. One more in. One more out. Come forward. We drop the right knee. Come on up. Now squeeze. Left knee and right shoulder together. This will help create the bigger twist that we want. Right elbow to the outside, left thigh. Palm, palm, we're there. Or maybe we're here. Lean back. Squeeze the heels. Create a bigger lock that will open the twist a bit more. One more in. One more out. Hands come to ground. Vinyasa in any way you got. So you know what you got. You got rest, you got downward dog, you got dolphin pose, walking the elbows in, squeezing the elbows, maybe coming up and down on the toes, or taking the left leg, the right leg, and seeing what happens for you today. But obviously, this is not necessarily a tutorial space right now for your forearm balances, for your pinches. They will come, or if you've been in class, you may know. But just have some hops, push down through the earth underneath you, and find your lift. You can do it in front of a sofa, in front of a wall. Falling is good. Remember that. How are we going to find the middle if we don't fall? One more breath in. One more breath out. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Okay, next part. We come into our fold. So get the belly right over the thighs. Onto the thighs if you can. First 2 fingers underneath big toes. Inhale. Keep your belly there. Squeeze the side of the butt. Chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, elbows pinned to the sides of the shins, we fold. And then keep pushing down through the heels and rocking the weight into the toes. And don't worry about straightening the legs if it's not there. Find something useful for you. One more in. One more out, chest up. From here, we take the hands underneath of the feet. So underneath of the feet, that was in Italian. So maybe you take your toes on your fingers initially, but eventually we bend our knees enough, we've got enough space that we can stand on the hands, but you look out for your false nails if that's you. So breath in, we go forward. Breath out, we fold. You will not fall over You will find the middle point, but see if you can take the weight into the toes a little bit more. Nice little calf stretch. One more in, and one more out. Inhale, we lift all the way up. Roll up, arms up, come onto the toes. Flex the wrist if it's there, push the armpits forward, and lift the belly button up to your hips. San Francisco twinkle toes. How much handstand with the world and the other way around have you got today? Top of the mat if you're not already there. Otherwise, push down, lift up for 3. For 2, eyes closed if you're ruthless. For 1, let it go. Prasaritas. Step the left leg back. Toes looking at each other, and we try to keep the knees over the ankles. Squeeze the bum, breath in. We can keep the knees over the ankles till we go all the way down. Forward, fold. So your hands can be on the backs of your legs, the hands can be on the floor, your hands can be on a block. Let your head go and swish into this or fold and hold. When you get to the floor, see if you can then push your knees back a little bit further so they directly stack over your ankles but not lock. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. If you're inverting today, going upside down into any headstand, step 1 is to get the head on the floor. So this might be bending your knees, it might not. But just find something that's useful for you. It might be worth coming up and down onto the toes a couple of times, or even taking knees onto the backs of the arm. And take one more breath in. Breath out. We'll lift on up. We come straight in to Samakhanasana today. So, taking the feet a little bit wider, moving into middle split. Now you might already be in middle split for you. That's alright. You can take elbows on the floor if that's there. Squeeze the heels together, find strength. You might find that turning your toes a different direction allows you to fold down a little bit lower. But even wherever you are, pull your heels together, find strength. Breathe. A lot of breath in there. Nice. Okay, reattach your legs to your body. We're coming into split. So, remember, listen to your bones. Are you a lunger and then to walk back? Are you a half splitter and you stay, maybe lean forward? Have you got something going on where you could put a block underneath your thigh and start to think about the hands coming up? Squeeze the thighs together wherever you are. Chest is open and strong. So whether or not you're leaning over your leg in a half split or no, shoulders away, open and strong. Lifting through the spine. Okay, we're coming to side plank from here. You might choose to crawl your way back and then go into a side plank, or we bring ourselves a little bit closer, knee underneath. Right hand down underneath the shoulder, first 2 fingers underneath left big toes, pull back, then push. So we're standing on our right leg if it's there. You can of course do this with the right knee down. You can of course ignore this and do a regular side plank, but we're here for 3. You can also do a knee down side plank for 2. For 1, we're going to try and bring the left foot back to the top, landing in some version of something. That might be horrible, but we made it. Come through the middle, switch direction. Just take your time with all this stuff. So, are you a nice long lunger? You're going to walk back. Are you a half split and you're going to lean forward? Have you got a block, or are you a full split? Listen to your body on whatever day it's on. And breathe it. Okay, Vashisthasana. You can literally throw yourself backwards. Otherwise, hand to foot. Find a way there. In and up. And we cover this a little bit more in the preamble. So if you want more, go to preamble. It's hard talking and doing this at the same time. For 3, for 2, land back however you get there. Woo. Made it. Let's lift on up. We come back through the middle. Walk your hands underneath you. You can either get to your V-sit. As you get to your V-sit, you can potentially sit on your plank, or take your hands behind you, bend the elbows, take the weight back, lift one foot, maybe 2, and we slide down the arms without sitting on your plank. So we're going to reach over to the back of the mat. Forearm to the inside, hand to foot. You choose. Try keep the opposite hip bone down, arm up and over. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. It's all fine. You choose. As long as you get a side stretch and a little bit of hamstring. Let's come through the middle. We go the other direction. Up and over. Remember, all the options are welcome. And if you flex your foot, it will be closer to your head if you want to hold on to it. Nice, let's come on up. We're through the middle. So reaching the hands forward, chest forward. Sit in a block if you need to. Put something underneath your knees if that's better for you. Often it's better for me because it takes it out of my hamstrings. You can also be resting here, but be active wherever you are. Long through your body. Okay, we're up. From here, when we grab the position of block, we move into a little bit of crazy 8 prep. So, holding on to left foot, giving it a wiggle around. This might be you. The left knee needs to come behind the body. So if it's here, you're not going to get to the position that you need to be in for Virasana. So give it a wiggle. This leg does whatever it wants. Stay here, or take the hand behind you. Put it on the floor, opposite hand to foot, and just mess with the idea of pressing the thigh up and down. Maybe this is you, maybe you're there, maybe you're here, you just choose. It's not an overnighter. You can also put your hand on the block, bring the floor closer to you. One more in, one more out. Stay with what you're staying with, or re-backpack. I'm on my left leg. I'm going to put my right hand on the other side of my right leg. My left hand on the block. I'm going to take a breath in, and then breathe out, push, squeeze your pelvic floor. Cross the ankles. Optional. Send the feet over towards the left side. Come back through. Sit down. So it's a push-pull. Don't get too caught up in it. We'll go over it on another time. Give it a try, whichever you're going to try to. Other direction. So, this time, what am I doing? I've got my right foot. Wiggle around. Bring it closer to me. Maybe I lift it up, so you choose where's you. And we start to move the knee behind us, backpacking. So you can put your right hand, if this helps you, get the pressing of the arm and the thigh together. Otherwise we're up and down. Maybe we find the up and we stick. Then when we're ready, re-backpack the leg. Now this is where it's going to get fun, or maybe it's not. We've got to get back to downward dog, so you can choose, I'm going there now, I'm ignoring this shit. Otherwise, knee on the back of arm, squeeze. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, push and lift the left leg up. Cross at the ankles. Take your feet out to the side, bend the left elbow. Now push back up. Left leg comes underneath you. Ah! Through Kundalini, through a blank. Option to ignore all of that. And let's leave that where it is. Downward dog. And remember, if none of this stuff is working for you, like the arm balancing bits, it's not in here to make you feel like shit. It's in here so you can have a little go. Maybe have a laugh at yourself as you fall over or do a little fart or whatever. We've all done it. We all continue to do. So, handstand hops to the top of the mat. Take 3. Or take 5. Do you? For 1. For 2. That one was quick. For 3. Hold. Come all the way up. Tadasana. Okay. We'll move on to these little balances. The barbecue. I'm not massive on this bit, but we're doing it. So, we lean forward. Take our hands underneath our left heel. Push, pull, belly on backs. You can strap up for this, or you can ignore it, coming up, holding onto the back of the leg or the heel. You choose. We're all going to meet here. So push, pull, breath in, down, up, come up. Now stay there, really pushing your heel into your hands. Maybe you've leaned forward a little bit. Maybe you've rounded your hips. That could help. Hand, leg comes forward. As far as is good for you. Focus on your breath. Now if you want to, you mess with the idea of bending the right knee. Going as low as you can go. And then coming back up. We'll see how well that works on the other side. First 2 fingers underneath big toe. Left leg out to the side. Maybe you're here. Maybe you got your hand to the shin. Maybe you're off balance. You want to test your balance? Bring your hand slightly in front of your shoulder. Look towards right thumb. Nice. Come through the middle. Let the leg go, lift it up. We stay. For 3. For 2. Ankle to knee. Left ankle to the outside of right thigh. Bend your knees, stay here. Enjoy this really nice stretch through the lower back. You can fold. Maybe even put your hands on blocks. Trust your bones. There is an arm balance if you want it. Left foot curls around the right arm. Hands forward. Left knee onto the back of left tricep. Head comes forward. Right heel, hamstring curls up if you want to. Right leg lifts if you want to. For 3. For 2. Come on down. Lift on up. Let it go. Tadasana. Shake it up, big breath in. Big breath out. Okay, other side. So you choose. You can stand here and lift up. As long as you're down through your left foot, lifting through your right side, you're there. Otherwise to the floor. Hand underneath heel. Breath in. Up. Push, pull. So I round my lower back a little bit to get a bit more extension here. I'm going to push my leg forward. That's going to bring me out. Stay here. You can also do the very traditional Ashtanga way of fingers to toes. You choose. Breath in. Maybe it's down. Breath out. Maybe it's up. That was better than I expected. Then we're out to the side. Hand to shin if it's better, or to foot. Bring your left hand slightly forward, look towards your left thumb if it's there. Bring it through the middle. Release the leg. Awful part, so we take ankle to knee. Sit down. So once again, rounding the lower back if that's there. Great stretch for our T-band. Otherwise we fold. Maybe hands to blocks. Maybe hands to floor. Curl your right foot around your left arm. Right knee onto right elbow. Lift up. Hamstring curl for 3, for 2. Coming down. Lift on up. Whew. Breath in. Breath out. Vinyasa when you're ready. However it looks like for you. Whatever it feels like at this point in practice. Handstand hops, so straight through to seat. Okay, so from here, right foot on the inside of thigh, or right knee over the top, or heel into hip crease. I'm not teaching the binds today. If you know them, go for it. Otherwise, find the most useful thing for your IT band and your hamstring. Then take a breath in forward, breath out fold. Every breath in fills you up, and every breath out lengthens you. When you're ready, we come on up. So this is the worst part. If you can lotus, stay in it. Otherwise, cross your legs, squeeze your thighs together. I'll be going in a high setting for the block. Toes curl up, hips are going back behind us. In front of you go nowhere, so you've got to go back. Breath in, down, out, up. Maybe the bottom leg comes up for 3, for 2, for 1. Jump back, vinyasa. However you want to get there. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale. Step or jump through. To seated. Nice. I know what that leg was. So you choose once again. Janushasana. Crossing the ankle. Heel into hip. For the lotus. Breath in. Breath out. One more in. One more out. Come on up. So, lotusing the leg or crossing over. Squeeze the thighs together wherever you go. And the hips are going back and up. I'm on a high setting again. So breath in, we prepare. Breath out. Back and up. Make your heels for 3. I can't talk. For 2. For 1. Step or jump back. Vinyasa. Very cool. A lot of people do this part on the block so they can practice jumping back and jumping through. It's a bit easier. So you just choose. Nice. We're going to bring the right foot in. So maybe, the left foot in. So maybe you take your hand underneath the left thigh and this is how you twist, scoop and lift. Maybe you take elbow in front of shin. Maybe it's here. You choose. Active through right foot. Sitting tall. Breath in down through the hips. Breath out, draw the collarbones a bit further apart. One more inhale. Exhale. Come through the middle. We switch sides. So get your right heel close to you. Inhale, sit tall. Choose your expression. Exhale, you're there. One more breath in. Breath out. Come through the middle. Option. for one last vinyasa if you want it. Otherwise, we're on our backs, rolling down. So just take a moment at the bottom of your practice to notice how your body feels. Might even be nice to take soles of the feet together. Knees open like the pages of a book, Supta Baddha Konasana, hands to belly. Just connecting with the rhythm of where you are now. You're going to take a back bend, and it's up to you if you wish to take it. You can do a restorative one with blocks, or you come into something active. So you choose. Feet to the ground, hips up, breath in. Maybe you take the hands underneath you, interlace. Active through heels, active through shoulders. Maybe it's an option to take wheel. It's super important to stretch out the front of the body after it is folded and been so strong for us here. So be wherever you want to be for as long as you want to be there. Come down. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. There's an option to take another back bend if you want it. There's an option to move into twists if that's there for you. Or any version of halasana, or legs against the wall, or shoulder stand. So for me right now, I feel like another back bend would feel really good. So I'm going to take that. But your body's your body. So what's good for you right now? Choose what you like. Make a decision. Thug it out. And do it from this space of very deep listening. And wherever you go, can you take 5 or 10 breaths? Just allowing yourself to build something very personal for you at the end of practice. I don't like to instruct too much as to what you should do, because I'd like you to listen to you. What do you want? This whole process is about coming back to ourselves, coming back to trust. The sensations, the feeling, rest when you want to rest. Jump when you want to jump. It's all welcome, it's all right. You're doing it right. I'm going to leave you for Shavasana now. Do this your way. Take a breath in through the nose, a breath out through the mouth. And know that you are supported here by a mat. That's supported by a floor. That's supported by a building. Held up by its foundations. Its foundations in the earth. The earth is held in the universe. The universe is made of billions of stars. So are you. Let yourself be. yourself back when you're ready. And thank you so much for practicing with me today.